Imagine waking up to a world where the financial ground has shifted overnight, where a single announcement from a nation once crippled by war sends ripples so powerful they distort the very fabric of global currency markets. This is not a scene from a speculative fiction novel. This is the reality we are facing right now, at this very moment, as Iraq has officially, and with seismic finality, launched its brand new currency series, an event that has not just stirred but genuinely shaken the foundations of international finance to its core. The confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq is not merely a press release. It is a thunderclap echoing across trading floors in New York, boardrooms in London, and central banks in Asia, signaling a definitive, unstoppable march towards the long-prophesied revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar, a financial event that countless investors and sovereign nations have been anticipating for decades. What you must understand, right now, is that this is far more than a simple change of paper and ink. This is a meticulously engineered strategic strike on currency instability and a bold declaration of economic sovereignty, a move designed to surgically sever the lingering ties to a tumultuous past and catapult the nation into a future where it stands as a peer, not a petitioner, on the global stage. The new banknotes themselves are technological marvels, embedded with security features that rival the euro and the Swiss franc. But the true revolution lies in their seamless integration with a new, robust digital financial system. A dual-pronged approach that simultaneously fortifies the currency against counterfeiting and financial crimes while building a modern digital highway for capital to flow in and out of the country with unprecedented speed and transparency. This digital backbone is the critical, often overlooked, component that makes the prospect of a significant revaluation not just a hopeful theory but a tangible, impending reality, as it provides the necessary infrastructure to support a stronger, more valuable currency without triggering hyperinflation or crippling economic shock. The global markets are reacting with a volatility that reveals both sheer panic and voracious opportunity. Forex platforms are seeing IQD trading volumes spike to historic, unprecedented levels, while commodities like oil are experiencing correlated fluctuations, as traders and algorithms scramble to recalibrate their models to account for a new, potent player in the petrodollar system. For the individual dinar holder, the person who has held onto this currency through years of silence and skepticism, this announcement is the validation they have been waiting for. The first concrete, undeniable signal that their patience was not in vain, that the decades of conflicting reports and frustrating delays were merely the prelude to this singular, world-altering moment. The connection to the Central Bank of Iraq's own 2025 monetary reform plan is unmistakable and deliberate. This currency launch is not an isolated incident but the pivotal, public-facing activation of a long-term strategy to unshackle the Iraqi economy, to attract serious foreign direct investment beyond the oil sector, and to reposition the dinar from a speculative asset into a legitimate, strong, and tradable global currency. This is the trigger event, the catalyst that sets in motion a chain of events that will redefine wealth and geopolitical influence in the Middle East and beyond, and your understanding of this precise moment, right now, will determine your position in the new financial landscape that is being born before our eyes. The information you are hearing is not speculation, it is the analysis of a definitive action taken by a sovereign nation, an action that has immediate and profound consequences for every single person who has ever considered the potential of the Iraqi dinar. The immediate, pressing question burning in the mind of every investor and analyst from Tokyo to Toronto is no longer if but how and when the revaluation will concretely manifest, and the answers are being written in real time through the reaction of Tier 4B banking networks and the private exchange groups that operate in the shadows of the mainstream financial system. These elite, often opaque, financial channels are the canaries in the coal mine, and their current activity level is not just heightened. It is frenetic, indicating that the institutional players with access to privileged information and sophisticated trading mechanisms are already positioning themselves for the imminent transition. The chatter within these private forums and secured communication channels has escalated from cautious optimism to decisive action, with reports of large blocks of dinars being moved and secured in preparation for the official exchange protocols that are expected to be activated imminently. This behind-the-scenes frenzy is the most telling indicator that the public announcement from the Central Bank of Iraq was merely the starting pistol, and the real race for financial positioning is already underway at a level invisible to the average person. The specific timelines you must watch with an unwavering focus are shockingly condensed. We are not talking about months or years, but potentially days and weeks, as the logistical rollout of the new currency physically displaces the old notes and the digital systems come fully online, creating a narrow, critical window where the exchange rate must be formally and irrevocably set. This setting of the new rate is the event that will define a generation of wealth, and the intelligence gathered from banking corridors in the Middle East suggests that the process will be swift and decisive to prevent speculative attacks and capital flight, a move of strategic financial defense as much as it is one of economic offense. The updates you need to monitor are no longer solely from the Central Bank of Iraq itself, but also from the International Monetary Fund and the US Federal Reserve, as their public statements and quiet policy adjustments will provide the clearest signal of the global financial system's official acceptance and the intended stability of the new valuation. For you, the individual, this means that the period of waiting is conclusively over and has been replaced by a period of urgent, informed action. This is the time to verify your holdings, to understand the specific procedures your chosen exchange platform or bank will require, and to prepare your documents to ensure you can move without hesitation when the green light is given. The reaction we are witnessing is a global financial system in the painful but profitable process of recalibration, where old paradigms of currency strength are being challenged and new hierarchies are being established, with the Iraqi dinar forcefully claiming its place. The connection between this currency launch and the eventual, tangible outcome for you is direct and unbreakable. The market shockwave is the cause, and the revaluation is the effect, a simple equation of action and reaction that is playing out on a global scale with your financial future at the very center of it. The information flow over the next 72 to 96 hours will be critical, overwhelming, and filled with disinformation, making it absolutely essential that you rely on verified, original data and sober analysis rather than the euphoric and often reckless claims that will inevitably flood social media and fringe websites. Your ability to discern signal from noise during this chaotic transition will be the single greatest determinant of your success, separating those who capitalized on the opportunity from those who were merely spectators to their own financial story. As this historic financial narrative continues to unfold with the relentless pace of a breaking tsunami, it is crucial to step back and comprehend the monumental, irreversible shift that has just occurred, a shift that transcends mere numbers on a Forex screen and speaks to a fundamental redistribution of global economic power that will impact every facet of international trade and individual prosperity. The launch of Iraq's new currency is the key that has unlocked a door long thought to be sealed shut, a door behind which lies not only the vast, untapped wealth of the nation's oil and mineral reserves, but also the immense human potential of its population, now poised to engage with the world on a level playing field for the first time in modern history. This is about more than the dinar. It is about the end of a post-war chapter defined by dependency and the beginning of an era of self-determination, where Iraq can fund its own reconstruction, innovate its own industries, and negotiate its own future without the heavy shackles of a devalued currency constraining its every ambition. The long-term implications for global markets are staggering, as a revalued and strengthened Iraqi dinar introduces a new, major currency into the petrodollar system, potentially altering oil trade dynamics and challenging the dominance of traditional reserve currencies in the region, creating a new pole of financial influence in the Middle East. For you, the implications are equally profound and intensely personal. This event represents a rare, perhaps once-in-a-lifetime window where an asset class considered by many to be on the periphery has violently thrust itself into the center, offering a chance for financial transformation that bypasses the traditional, slow-growth pathways of conventional investments. The knowledge you have gained right now, from this very script, is your arsenal, your strategic advantage in navigating the hours and days ahead, an advantage that must be wielded with clarity, precision, and an unshakable understanding of the core facts amidst the inevitable storm of misinformation and panic. The global financial landscape is being remapped in real time, and your position on this new map is yours to decide, based on the actions you take from this moment forward, actions guided by the undeniable reality of what has already been set in motion by the Central Bank of Iraq. The narrative of the Iraqi dinar has been permanently rewritten, transformed from a story of potential into a story of kinetic, explosive reality, and you are no longer a passive reader of that story but an active character whose choices will directly influence the final outcome. This is your call to action, your moment to move from observation to participation, to engage with this historic event not as a distant spectator but as a central player in your own financial destiny. The information is now in your hands, the analysis has been provided, the pathway has been illuminated. The final, and most critical, step belongs to you alone. Do not let this moment be one you look back on with regret, wondering what could have been if you had only possessed the courage to act. The world of finance has just been handed a shock of monumental proportions, and your response must be equally decisive. This is it. The event we have all been waiting for is here. Now, go and secure your future. What you just heard is the breakdown of a financial event that will be studied for decades. This is not the end of the story. It is the very beginning, and the next 24 hours are critical. Your immediate action is required. Go now to the comments section below and type breaking if you are ready for what comes next. I will be monitoring the comments personally, and that is where the most urgent, time-sensitive updates will be posted as this situation evolves minute by minute. Do not rely on the algorithm to show you my next video. Smash that notification bell and turn on all alerts, because when the next piece of crucial information breaks, you need to hear it from me first. Your financial future depends on your vigilance right now. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I will see you in the comments with an update very, very soon.